Greetings and welcome to Let's Play Duke Nukem Forever. Oh wait, I already did that. Anyways, just want to give you guys some sort of review, some resume of the game after I had some time to think about it, let it flow into myself and think about it. No, wait. I watched the show from Video Games Awesome. If you don't know them, check them out. FS Far from Subtle, I think, on Twitter. Check out my following list, and you will see them. Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever. I was really hyped, and let me clarify a few things before I start this review or whatever, so you see where I'm coming from. The last 3D shooter or first person shooter I played was let me see my Xbox. I have four FPSs on the Xbox. I have Jericho, whatever it's called, Fear 2, Left 4 Dead, and Condemned 1. I don't call Fallout 3 a shooter. It's a piece of shit. Anyways, so these were the last big games. I have The Darkness. Well, The Darkness is a piece of junk in my opinion. I didn't like it. Anyways, so these were the last FPS shooters I played. I haven't played a lot of FPS shooters before that. The last FPS on the PC was Painkiller. Yes. Painkiller or Doom 3, I don't know what came out. Well, the last I really played was Painkiller. I bought it on GOG, so, well, Painkiller. So, I haven't played a lot of, let's say, modernish. You can't really call Painkiller modern, but Jericho, Left 4 Dead, a modernist shooter. But yeah, that's the only ones I kind of played. So I'm not familiar with Modern Warfare, Crisis, Bulletstorm, stuff like that. And I'm also not too used to this whole um, um, linear level design. I played almost all FPS shooters, retro shooters, Doom 2, Ultimate Doom, Duke Nukem, Blood, Shadow Warrior, Blood 2, no, that's it, Quake 2, I didn't play Quake 3, Unreal, all these kind of open shooters with levels and stuff. I really prefer this play style. Anyways, yeah, so you know where I'm coming from. I tend to play more oldish games, and so I don't have that much experience with modern shooters. So that's where I'm coming from. And yeah, Duke Nukem Forever review. Um, the game was okay. I kind of enjoyed it, but on the other hand, I do see some of the flaws people have, or some of the gripes people have. Mainly the level design. It, compared to Duke 3D, I don't know why they prefer this linear level style. I really don't. I don't know when this started. I mean, this game is kind of like Final Fantasy 13. You just walk through a long corridor, and yeah, I don't know why games nowadays are like this. I sadly don't have a map. I'm in Paint, so I can just delete it, Duke. Uh, games earlier, or games in the past, kinda had these huge maps with corridors and going there and going here and multiple entry points, stuff like that. And this was kind of like a bong or something, like a Here was a thing to multiple levels, like stairs. This looks horrible. Stuff like that. And here's an entry, there's a sideway, this connects to this, stuff like that. So you had multiple levels. Games nowadays are kinda like, uh, I'm not familiar with this stupid newish show. Games nowadays are kinda like this. Doot, doot, doot. That's game nowadays. Sure, people may now complain, well, Daniel, you also got lost in these linear levels. How bad would it be if it were an open thing like this here? The problem with the linear design is you have to find the right way. If you summon Duke Nukem Let's Play, you can kinda find different routes to your point of view. Not to mention, you didn't have to look around in a single room and find the small place to crouch or the pipe you can jump on, which brings you further. But there were huge doorways and stuff like that. There wasn't like this huge level, but you had to find this exact spot, which had a little tiny crate in it, and then it led to the exit. So it wasn't usually like that. There were some levels in Duke, yes, but that's it. There was this linear corridor. There was not much in it except this grate, and then you saw, there's the grate. I have to go there. No, that's one of the gripes I have had. The level design was not that good. Yeah, it wasn't that good. Another big thing I just realized watching Video Games Awesome is the game had a really slow start. I mean, how do you get people into your game? You kinda start in the middle of action. Duke Nukem 3D. You start on top of the roof, you jump down, first enemy contact in matter of seconds. Okay, you had this video game where you defeated the boss, but yeah, games nowadays are too much about story time or something, and story, Duke, who cares? This whole beginning could have been just a small intro or something. That's okay. I don't know. The problem with the beginning was also there were a lot of interaction modes. That's not a problem per se. I really like the interaction, putting popcorn into microwave and using the soda dispenser, stuff like that, and all the vibrators and stuff. That was fun. The problem is the interaction kind of went downhill after that. There weren't really a lot of new things. You kind of had all the interactive things right at the beginning of the game, and 30 minutes later, nothing. Kind of either stretch out or put more things in. I mean, they could have been. Perhaps I overlooked some. I'm pretty sure I did miss a few things. I didn't pick up a pile of shit, I think, until later. But still, that's. I don't know. Like the. It would have been cool in this Duke burger scene if you could have made a burger. I don't know. Something like this. Something funny. I don't know. There weren't even strippers in there. You could put money in. Huh. Anyways. So I can kind of understand. Level design wasn't that good, in my opinion. There were some fun things. I like the Western town, kinda. Getting to the Western town. Oh yes, the driving scenes. The driving scene with the huge buggy was okay. The driving scene with the small buggy was okay-ish, problem here was again this: where the fuck do I have to go? That, in my opinion, was really a showstopper. I mean, uh, I don't like driving scenes in video games. I don't play driving games for this reason, and the driving scenes in Deadly Premonition, boring as shit. The driving scenes in Duke Nukem, boring as shit. I didn't mind the turret sections. They are kinda okay, but I don't know. Anyways, people always say, yeah, well, it's the Duke, and he's stuck in the 90s. He isn't stuck in the 90s. The problem with this game was it was stuck somewhere in the middle. It tried to be 90s, but had a lot of the modern game stuff in it. I didn't mind the automatically regenerating health. I can understand Yahtzee made from Zero Punctuation. He made a blog about this. The problem with regenerating health is that nothing between battles swaps over. In Duke 3D you had your health, and after a huge battle and you were down to 10% health or something, you stayed there. You knew you either find some health, or you have to be more careful in the next battle. There was no, okay, I will just sit here and regenerate. Whoop, I'm full. This regenerating health then kind of makes it, kind of puts the battles into a, I don't know, it makes it kind of puts a wall between each fight. You have this huge fight, you regenerate. Next fight, regenerate. I know, I played like a motherfucker when I played this game. I'm not used to the controller. I'm not used to the controller to play FPS games. I'm used to the mouse. I can shoot a lot better with it. Like pew 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 pew. With the controller, it does take some time. I'm not used to the controller. I will never be good at controller-based FPS shooters. I never will. The mouse is a lot better in this regard. So yeah, it kind of helped me with regenerating health, but you kind of regenerated way too fast. And you were, in my opinion, dependent on it, that you had to regenerate. Not to mention, it doesn't make sense that Duke regenerates his ego by hiding behind a crate. What? I mean, if you regenerated health by killing stuff, okay, good, fine, I can understand that. But regenerating health by sitting there twiddling your thumb, I don't know. But this is again a thing of, well, in Fear 2 you had your medkits. That was kinda okay. It gave the game some sort of, no, you have to do this now, you have to win. Do it now. But yeah, regenerating health doesn't fit. And one of my biggest gripes with Duke Nukem Forever, and I knew there this will be like that. Let me get a Duke in here again. Whoop, whoop. One of my biggest gripes with the game was this only two weapon thing. I really don't know why they changed it. Why it was okay in Halo, okay, fine. With since Halo was a lot of multiplayer, and I can understand in multiplayer it kind of makes sense that you have a limited arsenal. I haven't played a lot of multiplayer shooters. I don't know how it was in Quake 4, for example, if you could accumulate a huge arsenal. But in single player campaigns, I kinda like this diversity. Like, you only had 4 pipe bombs. Why? You had 50, if I remember correctly. Or 10? No, 50? I think it was 50. 50 pipe bombs in Duke 3D. It was awesome. I mean, you could actually do something with them and not be. Do I use them now? I don't know. Perhaps. I will see. Not sure yet. I don't know. I kind of miss the times where you had this huge arsenal, and I hate this. Oh, it's not realistic. It's not realistic. It doesn't have to be realistic. Okay, fine. It's okay in in war shooters that try to be realistic. Okay, I can understand that no soldiers running around with a shotgun, an assault rifle, 50 pipe bombs, pistols, and whatever, but it's a dupe. I don't know. More problems. It, how to put this? The jokes were okay. It had some good one-liners. I have to admit, considering I got this whole flames because of the German language. What I've seen was the German thing was a lot naughtier and more evil than the English counterpart. I can tell you that. I mean, take the scene with the two girls after when you were still small, with the Olsen twins. And one was saying like, "Oh, he's so cute. I could put him like a little pussy in my bag or something." I translated it like that because that's what I say in German. And the author said, "Oh, put it in your pussy." The real English translation was, "Oh, I could put him in my pocket, or your hot pocket." Okay. I kinda like the English verse a lot more. Sure, it was more obvious, but hello. And same with the "I will piss in your brain, you wanker," and I think he said something totally different in English. Though there was some nice stuff, but nothing memorable. Except the old stuff. That's the main problem I have with Duke Nukem Forever. It was, it had most or all of the old stuff, which is okay. It had the same one-liners: "Eat shit and die. Damn, I'm good. Hail to the king, baby." Stuff like that. That's okay. That's okay. It had the same weapons than the Duke, but that's the problem. That was it. There were no new weapons. Absolutely none. There were no really good one-liners, in my opinion, unless you say "power armor is for pussies" is the new iconic Duke slogan. I don't think so. And yeah, there was so much missing. Not missing, but nothing really new. I think the best course of action would have been if they'd just taken the old maps and remade them with the new graphics. it's That would have been, I think, the best thing they could have done. Take the old game, make the maps new, off you go. Call it Duke Nukem Forever the reboot or something, but there was not much new. There was not much new. That's what kinda bothering me. And one thing but no, for the good parts, I have to defend the game a bit. I did enjoy it. It wasn't like, "Oh, I'm hating this, I'm hating this." It had this vibes. It doesn't make it the most awesome game ever, but no, I didn't expect it to be. I didn't expect it to be make a whole revolution, turn the FPS genre around. It's different than the all Call of Duty Modern Warfare whatever shooters by spicing it up a bit. But I think the biggest problem for the Duke was the game Bulletstorm. I haven't played Bulletstorm yet, but I think most people kinda expected something like Bulletstorm from the Duke. Uh, Bulletstorm had a lot of evil humor, black humor. The action scenes, as far as I know, like I said, I haven't played it, are a lot better. There is more action, I hope, stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure people kinda expected the Duke to be like that and not be like this. Mm, the problem, like I said, the start is very, very slow. And one thing that also bothers me, okay, you didn't have that much variety in Duke Nukem 3D, but that was then. This is now. There are barely any enemy types. You have the pickups, you have the normal grunts with some teleport, some don't. You have the pregnators, you have the octobrains, you have the small octobrains, but yeah, they are there. Um, you have the guys shooting the rockets out of their ass. You have 2 times the same boss. You have the eel boss. You have the final boss. Am I missing something? Let me guess. Let me think. No. No, not at all. So 9 different enemy types. 3 being bosses and 1 just being a small critter on the floor, the small octobrains. So we have 5 enemies, 5 regular enemy types. That's not much. That's really not much. In Duke, you kinda had the slimes still. Well, you did have the Pregnators, so that's given. But you had turrets. Okay, they don't really count. But you had these kind of jumpy thingies, and I think they weren't in the Dukes forever. Those guys with the whale gun. Not whale gun. Oh wait, yes, there was a new gun, the whale gun. Okay, a sharpshooting rifle. Yeah, okay. It's not a freezer. The freezer sucked. The freezer sucked so hard. Ugh. I didn't like the freezer. Yeah, what else can I say? I guess if, like I said, defending the Duke, defend the Duke, defend the Duke. A lot of people expected a revolution. A lot of people complained, oh, it doesn't have the same graphics as Crisis 2. Well, it shouldn't have. Crisis 2 doesn't work on most PCs. And like I said, and I always say, graphics don't make a good game. It never has, it never will. I'm not saying that Crisis is bad. I haven't played it. But don't expect every game to have Crisis 2 graphics. I mean, most games don't even have Crisis 1 graphics, as far as I know. I haven't played Crisis 1 either. Not to mention, it's the same thing that bothers me with World of Warcraft, that people always say, oh, World of Warcraft has such a crappy graphics. Think about it for a second. You make a game with good graphics that you can sell to, let's say, 5 million people, or 5 million people have the chance to actually play it. I'm pretty sure not that many people don't have a good PC to play Crisis 2. Or you make a game you can sell to 50 million people. I'm not saying that all of these people will buy the game, but the chances are high that you have a wider audience. And I think that's the most important thing. I think it's okay with the Duke. I didn't complain about the graphics. Like I said, the last game I played was Left 4 Dead, which did have okay graphics, but it wasn't, in my opinion, as detailed as the Duke. And stuff like that. So I can live with the bad graphics. Another argument I hear a lot is this whole after 12 years in development, it looks like this. Yeah, there were 12 years between the announcement of Duke Nukem Forever and its release. But the Duke went through 3, 4 engine changes. I'm pretty sure that's about the equivalent of starting over. I'm not really into the video game industry, like creating video games. I know coding, yes, some coding. Yeah, studied it for 4 years. I do know I do know coding. I know how some things works, but I'm not really into video game things like engine coding and creating but I am pretty sure that changing the engine is kinda like starting over. It's kinda like saying, oh, I have the maps of Doom, why can't I just put the engine of Duke Nukem there and it's like this. It's not working like this. So yes, this game was 12 years in development, but it had like 4 or 5 restarts. So you can't really say. Not to mention 3D Realms and Gearbox. Since when did Gearbox announce that it took over the Duke? 3D Realms was gone, kinda. They went bankrupt. Then Gearbox said, okay, we will take over the Duke. They took the code, they took the game, and made this out of it. In what, 2 years, 3 years? I'm really not sure. Don't count me on that. I'm not sure. But taking a piece of code from someone you don't know. I don't know how many of the old people uh, went to Gearbox and carried on working on the Duke. I really don't know. But even if I take a small piece of code from a coworker of mine, and we have the same or similar coding style, I still need a lot of time to get into a single method so I can understand what he's doing there and stuff like that. Just imagine now a whole game. You get the code of a whole game and you have to work with this and you have to improve on this and get the bugs. I can tell you, this is not easy work. So this whole, it was 12 years in development, yeah, don't bring this up as an argument. It's not really working. If it had still had the same engine than 12 years ago, we can talk about it, but it doesn't, and yeah, stuff like that. Well, would I buy it again if I knew how it was? I'm honest, I have no idea. I did enjoy it. I haven't played it yet. I did play a bit in as the English version, but mm, even though I wasn't really overhyped or too hyped at all, I did look forward to it. You saw my video of it. I was thrilled to play it, but I wasn't really overhyped. Because in my opinion, overhyped means that my expectations were really, really high. They were not. I expected a few titties, a few boob jokes, a few good one-liners, good action. I got kind of bit of it, and driving simulation, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, honestly, unless you're a huge Duke fan like I am. But like I said, I'm not sure if I would buy it again if I knew how it played. If I played the demo, the problem, just take the demo. I mean, even if the demo is the first level of the game, which is the hotel, I would have walked around 20% of the time and driven my car 50% of the time. The other 30% were shooting. Um, that's not a good ratio. That's not a good ratio at all. I don't know. It could have been better. Could have been worse. I kind of wish they just would have just taken the old maps and remade them. Would have made more sense in my opinion. But other than that, yeah. It was enjoyable to play, but I would suggest you get it for a discount. Anyways, I have to go very fast AFK. Be right back. And I'm back. Sorry. Why does my recording software always put in the 15-minute videos? I kinda disabled that. Huh. Anyways. Um yeah, I had a nature call and I could think a bit about the game more. Um I think the biggest problem is Duke, well, with what most gamers can compare it to is Bulletstorm. That Bulletstorm came out this year and it was kinda new, the action thing. So people, like I said, kinda expected that from the Duke and it didn't deliver. Um, One thing that totally pissed me off with the Duke were the puzzles. I really did not enjoy the puzzles. Not to mention, they weren't really puzzles at all. Take this scene at the junkyard or whatever it was. We had to put the bevels into the container to weight the container so you can walk on it. I hate puzzles that are made because the character can't do certain moves. What I'm saying with this is, there was this platform, and I'm pretty sure the Duke is able to jump up, grab the platform, and pull himself up. That's this lateral thinking going on, what I really don't like. It's kinda like in adventure games. If I have a problem like that, and I were a bit more athletic, I wouldn't be like, I have to go up on this platform over me. I could grab it with my hands, no problem. I could pull myself up. Nah, I'm going to throw 4 or 5 pebbles in this container so it weights down and then climb on another container, jump on this container to finally jump on this platform. No. Or I would take the bevels and make a small stairway, but no. And this is the kind of puzzles that I really, really hate and despise. It's so boring. What I kinda thought was okay was the kitchen scene in the Duke Burger restaurant, where you were small and you had to do this smallish parkour or something. That was okay. It was also a very smart move. I mean, they just had to design one room, but could have multiple levels and whatever on it because it was small, instead of having to make a huge level or something with this parkour style. That wasn't a bad idea. But, yeah. Yeah. Good things. I just I just got told, what about the cheese factor? The cheese factor in this game is, sure it is cheesy, sure the one-liners are good, yes, and I think I tweeted about that. You should actually follow me on Twitter. I have quite a lot of insightful thoughts there from time to time. What was I going to say? The Duke was kind of like a B movie. Like, you sit down, drink some cold stuff. I'm not saying drink a cold beer because I don't drink beer. You can also drink a cold soda if you want. Relax and play a bit. That's what it should have been. But it wasn't. It was kinda like, oh, driving scenes, boring. Oh, stupid monster thing. I really hated the teleporting monsters. I hated them with a passion. Oh, boring jump one parts. I didn't like the climbing up Duke Burger thing. It was kind of like this whole, where the fuck do I have to go? It kind of stopped me in my tracks. There was no flow in the game. Kind of, sure, it is boring if you just stand there and shoot, shoot, shoot. Then again, Painkiller did it pretty well in my opinion. There weren't that many riddles in Painkiller. You kinda just ran around and shot things, and I don't know, I'm kinda happy with that. If I want to think a lot, I will play Riven, or Myst again, or play an adventure game, but if I want to shoot things, I play a first-person shooter. And I don't need this whole puzzle solving bullshit. It's distracting and stops the game. It brings to a halt. And you are just like, anyways. So, yeah, my review, I was looking forward to it. I was enjoying it when I played it, but it did have a lot of mistakes or gripes, so I couldn't fully enjoy it like I wished I could. It's not a totally bad game. It's not the worst game ever, like some people claimed it to be. Sure, the whole hype about it and stuff like that, but it's not a really bad game, but it could have been better. It could have been a lot better. A little bit polishing, a little less non-actionish stuff, a little more action stuff, and a few new ideas. Okay, they had one new weapon. Oh wait, laser. Okay, two. The laser wasn't really that thrilling. I never used it. Was there any weapons I'm missing? Oh yes, this sweet-way rocket launcher. Okay. And I was kind of missing a lot of the weapons, but because they were so bland, I guess, that you were kind of just forgetting it. There was nothing like awesome. This weapon is so awesome. Most of the time, you didn't even have a lot of ammunition for these things. I ran out of ammunition pretty often, perhaps because I played so bad. Okay, but you shouldn't run out of ammunition in a Duke game, in a shooter game. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, it was okay. I was kind of expecting a bit. I was hoping for more. Let's say it this way, expecting more. I miss, like I said, a few good more one-liners, rememberable one-liners you can actually use in real life. There were a lot of these pork chop sandwich things, but that's not really a good one-liner. Sure, it's a reference to something I haven't heard before yet. I saw this yesterday, but references are only funny if people actually get them. And I really miss something like Hail to the King, baby. Sure, it's very hard to trump Hail to the King, baby, or Eat Shit and Die, but there weren't even a few good one-liners from Duke 3D in this game, like Let God sort them out. Your face and your ass, what's the difference? Oh, kind of missing. Anyways, my review. If you really want to play it, I would suggest discount. It's kind of okay. But this whole, oh my god, I have to play it, I wouldn't do it again. It's not a bad game. Could have been better. Could have been worse. It's average, in my opinion. The whole camp factor didn't really save it. The whole, oh, it's the Duke factor. I don't like this, oh, it's the Duke factor thing. The problem is a game has to stand on its own, and that's what it doesn't. If this weren't the Duke, it did get a lot of slack from me because it is the Duke. But you can't just say it's the Duke that makes it automatically awesome. if this wasn't a Duke, if this game was called, I don't know, uh, Lord Waste Bucket sometimes or whatever, then yeah, it would have been the biggest pile of crap I've ever seen. But yeah, it's okay, like I said. And yeah, I will end this review now. Just giving out a few thoughts. It wasn't totally bad, but yeah, I hope for more. Anyways, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see each other soon. So take care and goodbye.